Hello and welcome to the video. This is a quick video on one of the specific functions of an EdgeTX powered radio. It's aimed at those of you that are relatively new to EdgeTX, might be coming to EdgeTX from FreeSky, Futaba, Spectrum, or maybe you're brand new to the hobby. Now there are links below to the rest of the videos in the series, as well as more advanced stuff as well. Don't forget you can find content by just looking for the thing you're interested in and adding Painless 360 to your search term here on YouTube. So let's jump on the bench and let's talk about the topic for today. This time the topic is curves. Curves are one of those things that's hidden away inside the menu and normally would just be completely blank with just a screen here with the plus sign in. And that is because curves tend to be one of those things I talked about earlier in the series that you only really tend to play with when you're getting into more advanced features and functions. If you're flying a quadcopter, a multi-rotor with Betaflight, or a iNav or something like a plane with iNav or RD Pilot, you might never need to use the curve stuff. Now the cool thing is, if you've been watching this series in order, which I heartily recommend that you do, you have already bumped into curves, and you bumped into curves here when we talked about adding Expo. This thing here on the right hand side, which shows the relationship between the control and the output, is actually a curve, and by adding Expo onto the control we changed it from a straight line into a slightly wiggly line. Those of you that hopefully have watched that video, this is all kind of stuff you know. However, that line can be any shape that you want it to be. And in old school helicopter, RC helicopter flying, you tend to have lots of curves that you set up. You'll have one for the pitch, one for the throttle, all kinds of different things. But for the vast majority of pilots, you won't ever feel the need to use them unless you have one specific instance that you're trying to set up, maybe a car, a boat, a plane, or something else, where you need a channel to do something that's non-linear. And typically it's going to be something like a control that has something like a slider or something else like one of the sticks attached. Now, let me just show you how you set up and use a curve. So let's jump into the curves and let's create a brand new curve, and we'll just call it something like test. We'll just call it TEST. There we go. I do wish it would give you more than 3 letters come out of that. So now this is a curve with 5 points, and those 5 points have 5 values, and we can change those values. So if I change this value here, we go to minimum, you'll see that now it's changed. I can change this value here, and we can go to max, and then we can come out of there. So what does that do? Well, the funky thing it does, and the nice thing that EdgeTX does now, is if you move one of the controls, it actually just picks it up so you can kind of see how it works in practice. This would make a control basically max out earlier than it needed to, but you can use them for all kinds of things. So let's say you pick an actual real world example. I had somebody contact me a couple of weeks ago that was interested in setting up the control for a ring of LEDs that was installed in his EDF that acted as an afterburner. However, they came on too early, so that when he was increasing the throttle, unfortunately the afterburner LEDs were coming on, and he only wanted them to come on at the very top of the throttle range. So as he's flying around, they're off, and then when he gives it full beans, the afterburner LEDs come on and shine brightly, and then he can kind of fade them off as he brings the throttle back down. How would you do that? Well, the cool thing is I would create something like this. So this is a curve. It just looks like a series of straight lines. You can decide whether or not you want it smooth or not, but we're not worried about that for now. We'll just keep playing with it. Is what you can see here is that this line, it stays at 0 almost all the way along, and then suddenly jumps and then kind of climbs up. Turn smooth off, actually, could not want that for the moment. So the way it would work, if I just move the throttle a little, we're not connecting the throttle to this at the moment, it just allows us to kind of run this curve. So what would happen is And you can see here, hopefully on the screen, that as this little line goes along, the throttle or this channel will be outputting nothing until it gets to here, which is at about 53%. It suddenly jumps up to -80 and then climbs rapidly for the last bit of travel. You see that only a super small amount of travel is actually going to cause these afterburner LEDs to increase their intensity. So that is what is after. So how would you use that in practice? Well, it's pretty easy and straightforward. What I would do if I were him, I'd go into the mixes, I'd scroll down, add another channel, stick it on channel 7, just out the way. I give it a name, call it something like after B, so I can remember what it is. Pick the source. I'm going to connect it to the throttle because that's where I need the input from, and we'll hit enter. And now, rather than add all these other bits and pieces, we're going to go straight into curve, go into custom, and we'll pick the curve. Now if we go down here, we can see the first one that I made was called AFB, or afterburner. And now if you watch these bars at the top, as I increase the throttle, nothing happens, and as I get to the very top, we go, and suddenly we just jump instantly at that bottom bit, which is like the LEDs, and then they increase intensity right to 100% throttle. So that's how it would work. So what that means is if we come all the way out, you'll see my normal throttle is on channel 3, and that just works in a linear fashion. The curve that's connected to the throttle on channel 7 means that as he's flying around normally, well, that EDF jet afterburner effect isn't going to be on, but as soon as he gets to a certain point, it starts to climb, and that means that that afterburner glow effect is going to change intensity, and it's going to look really cool. So that's just one example of how a curve can be used. Again, it's one of those things that unless you come across something that you need a curve for, it's kind of hard to understand the value of them. But as you get into more advanced mixing, particularly with models that have unique controls and abilities or extra things that you're adding on, maybe it's something like an aerofoil at the back of a car that you want popping up, but only, you know, when you're at full throttle, you could use it for something like that. But most of the time, for those of you starting out at EdgeTX, curves are one of those things that you're not going to get near unless you have a really specific requirement. Thank you for watching my video. Check out the playlist, and adding Pedantry 60 to your search terms will help you find my content. If you haven't done so already, please hit the like and subscribe button. It helps a lot. You can support the time I spend here answering questions and helping others by using the links in the video description.